Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Marta here and I'm back to you with another video all about. And today it's all about chipboards. What they are, where you can get them, why do we need them, and what we can do with them. At least 20 ideas of altering them, using them, 20 different techniques and tips. So I hope you will enjoy that, find it inspirational, informative for your future projects. So let's start. As you can see, I'm holding two chipboards and I wish you to see that those are two really different chipboards. The material that they made from is really different, and that's exactly what I wish to explain to you today. We are having a Dusty Attic here, Australian manufacturer, and we have a Scrapiniec, a manufacturer from Poland. Although both of those produce chipboards, they're producing chipboards from completely different material. And I love using them both. I love and I enjoy working with both of those companies, but I do use them for different type of projects, and that's exactly what I wish to explain you today. This darker chipboard is made from boxboard, and this is not cardboard. Boxboard is recycled compressed cardboard, which means it's much more thicker, it's sturdy, it's very hard and strong type of material, which this one is a very delicate white cardboard, very delicate when you can see all the details. So that's the main difference between those two. Very delicate and very fine. And how this looks on the project, let me show you. To help you better understand difference between those two type of chipboards, I have two projects for you. One is mixed media canvas, where I use Dusty Attic chipboards, and those are very thick, great quality chipboards and best for using mediums, paint, sprays, gesso, inks, whatever you wish. And I love working on canvas with my Dusty Attic chipboards because I know nothing will happen to their shape. Which here I have a scrapbooking card where I added those gorgeous looking chipboards with a beautiful detail, but I haven't added any mediums on top of those, and I want, because I love the way they look naturally. I love the natural look of their chipboard. So of course there is no good or wrong, there is no rules as such, and you can work with mediums on top of those, absolutely, but you have to be very careful and watch yourself, because you may break the chipboard, because they are very delicate. When you will add mediums, sprays, paints, and you'll be smudging with your brush, you have to watch out, because they are delicate, they may break, you can destroy it, change the shape, which with the thicker chipboards, this is not unless you really try, but it's just easier to work with the mediums when you have a thicker chipboard. On the market there's plenty brands, plenty brands is out there, and have a look at those, check the price, check the description, because oftentimes the material that they made from depends on the price. The price depends on the material that they made from. So of course sometimes you may think, oh, those are great prices, super cheap, but maybe the quality is not really there. So without chatting anymore, I will wrap up here, and we're gonna move on to 20 or more different ways of alter and use our chipboards. Important tool that you need is a craft knife and a craft mat for you to release your chipboard from the main page. To start off, of course, you can paint your chipboard either that it's already separated, just like that when you hold it in your fingers, or you can paint your chipboard directly when it's still there in the on the main mat kind of thing, on the main page, and it's up to yourself, but you can do both ways. You can also use a white gesso. And why do we use white and black gesso? Basically we are preparing our chipboard for any sort of mixed media works that could be happening later on, when you will be adding sprays, but of course you can use sprays directly, without even preparing. You can spray directly on your chipboard. You can also use just acrylic paint and paint your chipboard with the acrylic paint and change the color. Sometimes you need 1 or 2 coats, it depends on the type of paint. And there we go. We are already changing the look of the chipboard. Can we do the same with the delicate one? Let's see. So let's see, we have some chipboards here, and can we color the delicate one? Of course you can. It's not that only the darker chipboards and the thicker one are for MediaWorks. No, both of them are fine. The only, as I said, difference is that you have to be more careful with those ones because they are very delicate, and you may just watch it in case they change their shape or something. So there we go. I'm gonna add second layer on top because our chipboard was darker, so this may need a second layer. And there we go. We have beautiful painted too. You see, this doesn't move. This is as sturdy as it is, which this one is already, it's already kind of, you know, it's just very delicate, so we have to be careful. Both would take paints, and both are fabulous to work with. Next idea is to spray our chipboards, and I'm gonna use some Lindy Stamp Gang sprays for that, guys. Here we go. And we have 2 different chipboards. There we go. And beautiful. And I'm gonna dry that quickly for you. Another important idea for you when you maybe art journal or something is to, for example, use the chipboard as your stencil to spray, or your negative space, your leftover, to spray your page. There we go. And also you can't see it, sorry. You can just flip over maybe and hope that this will make some bit of stamp. I'm sure we can try it again. There we go. Which is unique and really, really nice. And there we go. Some bit of paint there. And here as well, I think. Nice one. And you can still use that leftover for maybe modeling paste. We will see in a second. So that's the idea when you can make a stencil out of your either chipboard or the negative space as you wish. And also here is our the more delicate one. I'm pretty sure we can do the same thing. Let's try to see the other chipboard. There we go. That's the negative space from our Scrapinius one, and some sprays. And some more sprays, different color. So there we go. Can we use that like this? Probably not. Let me see if this will work. You just have to add plenty of paint to be able to stamp with it. but it is possible. You can definitely try and stamp with your paint. Let me grab some paint for you. I have some green paint. Can you see? You can. And you can try and stamp with your paint. You probably will end up having your fingers dirty, but that's all okay. You can stamp with your chipboards. You can try anyway. Or you can, you can, oh, there you go, look, you can stamp with your spray. Maybe I should place it more. Yeah, there you go. I just mixed spray and a paint. So look, there is so many possibilities out there, you know. You just have to kind of experiment yourself and not to be afraid. So even chipboard can be used in so many ways. Same for here. I'm gonna see if I can make some bit of color here and stamp with the negative space of my chipboard. There we go. Yeah, you see, and what I love about it is that this is not so obvious, and that way you are gonna have some amazing looking effects, basically different to what the normal product or product that is designed for doing something that will do. So this is what I truly love about using your imagination, thinking outside of the box, and just there's no limits basically. So this is what we have. As you can see, we have 2 pages where you can use chipboards in a completely different way. Another technique I wish to show you is to emboss your chipboards, and I have 2 techniques to show you. First is the regular one, to emboss with your embossing ink pad and some embossing powder, and another one is to actually use gesso to emboss it. So let me show you how those 2 works, and I will paint my chipboard with some gesso, and I'm making sure that this gesso is still wet. I would like this to be wet. I would like this to stick my embossing powder. So there we go. I'm gonna place it there, and I will add some yellow embossing powder on top of my chipboard. There we go. And where is my some magical tool? There we go. We can just take it like that, put it aside, and this before you ask me, this is it's called Crafter's Tidy Tray. Crafter's Tidy Tray is fabulous for glitter, for embossing powders. Crafter's Tidy Tray. This one is from Dove Craft. I see Dove Craft, but I know there are other brands doing them as well, so have a look. Or I think the other name could be funnel or tunnel or something like that. You know me, I'm not really precise with names and things like this, so you may just check it for yourself. And another one that we will emboss is just an embossing ink. So we dip it. I'm wondering if my one is not too old. Actually, I had this embossing other thing. Let me find it. I found it. I much more prefer this, which is it's a dabber from same brand actually, as you can see, but this one for some reason it's working and working and working, which this dry quite fast. So I forgot I'm using this one. So this basically you just dab with your liquid on top of your chipboard and making sure it's still wet, that it will hold the medium, hold the embossing powder once we apply it. And I'm gonna put that here, and I'm gonna sprinkle that with my embossing powder. Sometimes I use embossing powder and glitter together, and this one looks like it's a mixture. So it's gonna probably shine a little bit. And now what you do need is to have a proper heating tool to emboss that and to set the powder. Difference between those two is that the regular embossing liquid and embossing powder, everything after setting and heating is just very nice and regular here, which this one is very bubbly because of the gesso. So it's up to yourself which sort of effect you like. I'm not sure if the camera is picking this up. I don't really think so, but basically trust me and believe me, both options are good to go. I love using gesso as my primer, as my embossing idea thing, because it's just a regular, it's bubbly, it's just different extra texture effect. So embossing is another way to go with your chipboards. Another important fact is that don't be afraid. You can cut your chipboard in smaller pieces and, you know, put them together however you like. So don't be afraid. You are absolutely allowed to do whatever you wish, however you feel with your chipboards, and just cut them and maybe make a different shape, maybe mix it with another design. So it's entirely up to yourself. You can cut it in smaller, keep it as it is. So it's up to yourself. There we go. What else we can do with the chipboard? Another fun idea is, and I'll be very honest with you now, I have never tried that idea, so I hope it will work, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not gonna work. Let me grab some modeling paste and we go through that chipboard and we see if this will work as our stencil for paste or not. Before I'll do that, let me show you that you can actually color a chipboard with markers. You can color it with, let's say, Posca pen or some sort of chalk markers. Chalk markers. In this case, white. Or Posca pen, let me see, or there's another, I have some brush marker, so you can add that and paint it. I hope this will. Yeah, this is not the best. It's uni chalk marker. I've already once where I was disappointed with it, and I'm gonna say it's not for me. Whatever works, it just doesn't really work for me. So as you can see, I'm adding quite a number of medium right now, and it's fine, it's working. What else we could use? I have, so this was a Sharpie, just a regular Sharpie, but of course you can even use some, let's say, nail colors. You can use nail colors if you wish and color it with your nail colors, and maybe I'll see if the water will work, but it should. It should. There you go. So this is how you can alter and color your chipboard as well. So you can use markers, you can use some Sharpies, you can see here. I will fix that because I'm quite annoyed with the look of it. There we go. And you can use some brush markers, you can use nail colors. I'm pretty sure you can color it with everything you have there. Let's see, I have some watercolors here, and let's see how good or bad this will be, and if we can color it. As I said, I'm pretty convinced we can, but sure, look, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's really gorgeous. So you can paint away and color your pieces to suit your needs of your project, basically. And we have some markers, we have some wax crayons, we have some brush pen. What about oil pastels? What about oil pastels? I have some Prima oil pastels here. Those are pretty gorgeous. And let's see. There we go. It's awesome. It works really, really well. What about gelatos? Will I grab some pretty gelato? There we go. And a gelato as well. So you can color your chipboard and alter your chipboard however you wish. Okay, let's see now if we can actually use our chipboard as a stencil. And as I said, I'll be honest, I haven't tried that, and I could be a total disaster, but let's see and let's try. I have some texture paste, a graphite texture paste, which is very pretty. That's from Prima, and it's lovely little shiny thing. So let's see if we can actually use that through a chipboard. I hope it's actually possible, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not. I'm scared. Oh, look. I'm guessing it's gonna be actually very pretty, guys. It is gonna be nice. Okay. Wow. Off. Wow, super dimensional. Like, I mean, like, I don't know if you can see it, like super dimensional, because the chipboard itself is very high. Let me show you. Oh, you can see it. Like very dimensional, can you see? But actually I absolutely love it. I'm gonna turn this around to do the negative space and to hope that this will kind of do something for me. And yeah, like a stamp with the leftovers. That's nice. I like that. I do always like things that are not so obvious, you know, things that are so just. And now this chipboard is that's the thicker one, so I can still do plenty things with it. With the very delicate one, you have to watch out, but you know, it could be it. I'm gonna leave it as it is because I absolutely love it as it is. Even that's another use of our chipboard. Add some texture paste on top of that, and how gorgeous it is actually. That just, you see, that just came through our experiments now. I absolutely love it how it is. I love the negative space. It's a pure pleasure to have that. So there we go. Let's move on. Those circles are negative space from chipboards, so most definitely use your negative space because it is a great idea to use the leftover. Same for this. This is a negative space leftover, and I truly love it. It's pretty as it is, and you can look easily just cut that and cut this. And there we go, you have a gorgeous chipboard just like that, you know. Let's not forget about adding different things on top of our chipboards. We can, for example, add liquid pearls and just have fun, because this material will take a lot from us, you know. It will take a lot from us, and you can even decorate it, color it as in with the different mediums like that. Even the liquid pearls thing doesn't have to be necessarily used the way as it's designed for. You can experiment and you can maybe, you know, color it somehow different, even like that. I'm actually experimenting with you guys because I'm so down to using same techniques all the time. So today's video is very informative for me too, to actually find out what else can be done, because we are closing each other into the same techniques a lot of times and we just don't bother checking and using different ideas and stuff. So there we go, we have a gorgeous circle now. And another super fun technique is, of course, stamping. let's do some stamping, guys. We have some archival ink, and I always use archival ink black from Ranger because it's a permanent, which means that if you will add some mediums, water on top, splash things on top of that ink, it's not gonna run. So that's exactly why I use it and why I love it, and I keep on using it since many years now. There we go. Maybe I'll try this one. I'm gonna try to stamp pretty image, I hope. There we go, and it's directly on your chipboard. Can you see what I see? There we go. You can do same for just the background stamping. You can even be more adventurous and incorporate your chipboard into your page like that. You can of course add all sorts of gems and pearls and things like that, and glue them together, stick them together on your project. So there's no, on your chipboards I mean, sorry, there's no problems there. Maybe I'll just move that little dot so we use the space. There we go. There we go. Or you can just take one bit, one little pearl if you wish, and just attach to your butterfly. As you can see, I did soak in some chipboards in the warm water, and actually, if you will have a look, you can divide them in half. There you go. There we go, and you have actually 2 chipboards. Can you believe that? And the dusty attic are actually those that you can do it not with the scrap units. No, they are too delicate and they're not that thick, so you can do it with the dusty attic because they are pressed recycled cardboard. They're very thick and they have loads layers in here. So there we go, from 3 chipboards you have 6 now. Another thing that my friends, scrappy friends do, and that is, it used to be Misty, she used to do that, Misty, my great friend, but Rachel Sigurdsson does it, Patricia Basson does it. What they do is, they basically are playing with the edges of the chipboard, and it is just soaking in the chipboard in order to soaking in the sides, in order to not in half, but definitely to kind of rip off the edges with your brush or with your nail. So basically it's just, I think I should use the warm water. Probably it will be easier. The warm will work better with that. So basically it's just altering your chipboard. It's just to, yes, the warm is better. So it's just to create an extra interest and the roughy look. Let's have a look at that. So, and the gorgeous projects are with this. Can you see how many layers this chipboard has? Like loads, I mean, loads layers, and you can play with those layers. You can even emboss the layers, the sides only, and just have pure fun, you know. Experiment with your products and don't be afraid to use your imagination. Think outside the box and just go for it, you know. And there we go. So those are very, very nice ways of thinking outside the box. It's not my original idea whatsoever. I have seen this being used in the projects and I truly loved it. So that's how it changes, and I think it could be really fun thing to do, most definitely. Lastly, of course, you can play with chipboards on everything you wish. The paper, cardboard, canvas, and not only using the chipboard itself, but actually the negative space, the leftovers that we have, those are really fun to play with. And I think it's nice to try to create a project that will just include the leftovers and just to see what is actually possible to be done. And you can just glue those together and cover it with gesso to create your great texture. Same you can do on the cardboard piece or canvas, it's up to yourself. I think we covered more than 20 ideas. Here they are: stamping, spraying, negative space, using as a stencil, and more and more. I hope you found it inspirational and informative, and I hope you will find those useful for your future projects. And also, I would love to ask you if you could share this video on your social media so others can see it as well and use it on your Facebook page or Instagram or Pinterest. Please do share it, because I know that those type of videos are much needed, and some people really have no idea about certain products, and now we have all-in-one, all about chipboards. There's more videos like that on my channel. There is all about texture, all about magicals, and all about sprays, so have a look at those. I will put a list with all of them together, like a favorite top list where you will have all those videos together, so check my channel. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with me, and I really do hope you liked it. I try to make it quite fast this time without chatting too much around, just to concentrate on techniques. There is another video coming, you have asked for it, so there will be 20 ideas about or everything about something, but it's a secret, so watch the space. I mentioned that before, that YouTube is changing the way of they're showing videos, so maybe if you are a subscriber to my channel, maybe you would like to have a look if you do receive my videos notifications, because I know that YouTube is changing things, and you can go to that little box where is written subscribe, and there's a little bell. Sometimes it helps to unsubscribe and subscribe again, that way you will definitely receive the videos, because I did hear that some of you do not receive the notifications although you are a subscriber. So yes, that's the official part of that. I really like this video, and I hope you will get something for yourself from it. Thank you so much for your time, for watching, for sharing, liking, subscribing, and commenting on my videos. I always much appreciate that. And I'll wrap up at that. I'll chat to you very, very soon. Bye bye. I knew I will forget something. I forgot to tell you where you can get them, because plenty of you did ask me. Those chipboard scrapiniets are produced in Poland, so you can actually order them directly from scrapiniets, and they do sell for individual customers, and they do sell for shops as well. If you're individual and you worry about shipping, well, maybe it's worth a while to make a bigger order, so that way your shipping cost will spread for more pieces, because those are quite cheap chipboards. So maybe it's nice to have a big bunch, a huge choice, and then one of a kind big order. Then you have Dusty Attic, which they are, and those are selling for shops and individual. Of course, all you have to do is log in and do your shopping. And then we have Dusty Attic, and those are Australian manufacturer, and same story, you can buy directly from them, or you can either shops or individual, it doesn't really matter. They do ship to both, but there is a joint shop in States that they do have Dusty, they do have Scrapiniets, and 5 or 6 more of different brand of chipboards, Scrapifix and Too Crafty, different Snip Art from Poland as well. So you may go and have a look, and that is the Scrapbook Diaries, and they do sell international, so they have at least 7, I think, or more different brands of chipboards, so you can get Dusty and Scrapiniets and other from one shop there in States. So it's definitely finished. So thank you so much, guys, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.